Hello, April 17th, 2022. I'm coming to you live from New York. Omenesa here. I want to speak to my Nigerians today. We will heal from abuse. This is my very first video on what I call Nigeria's healing peel. With my expertise in psychology and emotional healing, I will share with you my story every single day and tips on how we can heal emotionally, spiritually, in our marriages, in every aspect of our lives. Sometime in 2012, I was in Nigeria. My husband had just come back from a very long trip. He had come back from Lagos. I decided to buy him suya. I went out to buy him suya on a street called Gimbia Street in Abuja. I was still very new to Nigeria at the time. And as I was standing there buying suya, a whole group of policemen came and they bundled me. They thought I was a prostitute. Or let me just say that they decided that I was a prostitute. And I was trying to tell them, I was even showing them my ID from Kentucky because I had moved from Kentucky at the time. They told me to shut up. They started to beat me and they started to manhandle me. They bundled me and they were about to throw me in the car when I started screaming. The shock about that situation is that everybody stood. Nobody helped me. Another shock of that situation is that people were even laughing. And then they started to call me mad because I was screaming and telling them to leave me alone. They took my phone and they drove off, but they made sure that they called me mad. And they said, I said this one day, Chris. And they drove off. I ran to the house with the little decorum that I had left. And my husband and I went around searching all over Gimbia streets, searching all over Area 1 and everywhere until we found their car. My husband went and he conversed with them and they gave him my phone. The fact that my husband couldn't shout or scream or fight them on my behalf was already very traumatizing for me. But then I understood that he understood his culture more. He knew that the only way to abate the situation was to reason with them. And so my husband reasoned with them because he knew his country. This is a problem. The fact that you can't even defend yourself for fear of being more abused is abuse. I cannot even begin to tell you the stories that I have suffered. That was one of the incidences. I'm going to leave this with you today. That, number one, we Nigerians are very prone to assumption. We see a man and his daughter on the street and we assume that that is a young girl sleeping with an old man. We see a woman who hasn't had any children after 15 years of her marriage and we assume that she cannot have children. We are prone to assumptions. Even here in New York, the Nigerians are still Nigerians and they still act like so. We are hurting people. So our journey to healing from abuse, first of all, we are hurting people because we too have been hurt. And we are distracting ourselves from our own pain by laughing and jesting at people and hurting other people. So, please, in this first video today, don't assume. Take people at face value. Genuinely get to know people. If you are suspicious, ask questions. Do your inquiries. There is no reason that I'm buying suya and you assume that I'm a prostitute. And even if I am, is it your business? Is it your concern of how I choose to make my money? You drive off. Number 3, if you are in a position of authority and your job is to actually put people in order, you do it with respect. You don't beat people to teach people. You don't hurt people to heal people. You don't hurt people to correct people. You don't do things in a negative manner to promote positivity. You cannot use fire to quench fire. So, our journey to healing Nigeria, our journey to healing from abuse is that we too stop abusing people. Stop using foul language and ugly words at people and assuming that people are who you think they are. People will always be who God says they are. That's our first peel for today.